Well, let's see. Okay, looks like it's working. Oh, come on. What a stupid... Anyway, so we're not starting with quad rank because there's some stuff I want to test on this kit that I didn't get around to trying out on what was it? Well, I didn't get around to trying this out in just a dual rank configuration because I didn't have a motherboard with VTT DDR control. So we're going to start with a little bit of dual rank and then we're going to move on to quad rank. So yeah, let's get into it. First thing I need to do is deal with this. Yeah. It doesn't clear. It doesn't clear. Anyway, it's a real shame that this board is so good at memory overclocking, but has such a clunky BIOS. Okay, let's see. Yeah, because this, like, it has the secondary VDDG settings, but it also has this one, which for whatever reason takes priority, which is super annoying. So let's see if that stops the mouse from glitching out. YouTube not receiving enough video to maintain, but I'm outputting. YouTube, you're being stupid. I think YouTube's broken, so if the video is being like if there's problems with the video, then chat tell me about it. I like from my end, it doesn't look like there's anything wrong. Okay, the mouse seems a little bit less glitchy than it was before, so that's progress, hopefully. Okay. Let's see if don't lag, come on. Yeah, it seems pretty fine. Okay, that seems to have cleaned up the mess that the FCLK was. And this board is so stupid. Yeah, 1900 right now. Well, it's desynced. Oh no, it's glitching again. Is it? Yeah, it looks fine. Also, the CPU's scoring like really low for some reason. That doesn't matter, I'll have it manually overclocked. No, the glitching's back. I get the feeling it's the dynamic like FCLK. I hate dynamic everything. It's like if something's broken, it's because of power management. And the mouse is dead, of course. So if you were ever wondering what Infinity Fabric instability looks like, this is what it looks like. Your mouse just stops randomly responding. Could we please close Cinebench? Like, I don't even know why they have power savings on the Infinity Fabric on a desktop part. Like, it's not a laptop. We're not saving battery power here. Nobody cares about 5 watts. Yeah, because, like, as soon as the Infinity Fabric clock starts, like, dropping, the stability goes to hell. Ugh. There has to be some way to disable that. It's not as bad on my 3700X, mostly because that chip just, like... That chip seems to just have the best SoC out of all of my... I mean, best I/O die out of all of my chips, which is really, really annoying, considering how bad the rest of it is. Let's see if I can get this fixed somehow. Enable... I wonder if the LN2 mode just, like, locks the Infinity Fabric clock. The main concern with using that is, like, maybe it blows up some voltage without telling you. Yeah, but the USB issues are just, like, the Infinity Fabric. Like, that's what causes all of the problems with USB. So, like, it's really just... Okay, now it's fine. Does it idle? Oh, now this is broken. Okay. Oh, well. So now we have the opposite. Is it just straight up? Because I think, like, it's an issue that actually only came up with, like, a newer AGSAs. Like, I don't remember the X570 boards doing this at all. And then it's like, I need to try some of the new X570 BIOSes, I guess, to see if they also do it. But, like, generally speaking, in like, the USB glitching out is just, like, Infinity Fabric. Yeah, now it's fine, because we're under load, and so the Infinity Fabric's at full speed. Right? I wonder if Zen Timings works properly now. If it's reading the... Okay, now it's reading 1900 properly, and it's back to glitching out. Yeah. Yeah, and now it just bugs out completely. Man. I really don't get why we need power savings on Infinity Fabric. Well, the LN2 mode obviously doesn't fix anything. That's super not helpful. Oh wait, we have this right here. Data Fabric C states, disable. Let's see if that fixes it. Because if it sits at 1900, it's fine. And as soon as it like starts idling it goes to hell. Do you OC your monitor? I used to have my well, actually, I'm not sure what frequency my monitor is at currently. But when, like, I used to OC my monitor. Like, I had a 60 hertz panel that I ran at 80. But that was, like, way back. And now, I think my monitor, like, my main monitor might be at 75, and my other two monitors are probably at 60. Oh. Oh, so it looks like if you just set the data fabric Power states. Okay, that's great. Okay, so you can just kill that. Awesome. No more power savings. Power savings bad. Seriously, it's not a laptop. We don't need idle. Especially not on the Infinity Fabric. Like, I can kind of sympathize if you want to idle your GPU. But your memory controller doesn't need to idle. It doesn't pull enough power to idle. There's no bloody point in doing that. Could we restart, please? And I forgot to set max mem, which we're going to need because I want to do some high voltage stuff. I'm not going to answer that VCCSA and VCCIO question because I feel like I've addressed that on multiple occasions. You could go just, like, watch one of the videos that addresses it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to be kind enough to actually find you the video that addresses that because I'm pretty sure that I have a video dedicated entirely to DDR4 overclocking voltages. And I forgot what it's called. So that's great. Did I seriously not make that video? Man. Looks like I didn't. That's fun. I'm pretty sure I've addressed it on multiple occasions, though. In, like, random videos, just in passing. Oh, no, I do have it. It's called... How the what the hell, YouTube? I asked about Intel voltages. There's a video called General Intel Lake CPU Overclocking Information. That should fucking cover... What? And... Yeah, it covers the bloody voltages. There. Like, I did make that video. I'm not insane. I did make it. YouTube just doesn't want to recommend it when you search for Intel voltages, even though that video... I'm pretty sure that video is tagged as voltages. Like, at this rate, I'm just gonna have, like, random words for titles, so that it's more about, like, how searchable it is. Yeah, it's literally tagged as voltages. There, I've just added voltages to the title. Bam. Hopefully that makes it a bit more searchable. Like... It has voltages in the tags. If I search for Intel voltages rambling, it should come up. I don't know what they're doing. Like, am I insane or is that not, like, that in my opinion is a pretty reasonable expectation for that video to like, appear. Have you any interest? Man, did I not do a video just, like, sharing my thoughts on the 6000 series? I'm pretty sure I did a video about the 6000 series. Probably involved a car. Okay, so apparently killing the data fabric... Oh, no. Okay, it is booting. I was like, wait, does killing the data fabric C states make it not restart properly? Because that would be hilarious. Okay, so we should have max mem now, though I'm not sure how much, so we should actually probably go check that first. Why did it crash? No, it's fine. Man, this is super weird. Like, the capture card, like, is working today. Which is weird. It normally doesn't work. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're on 3.2 gigs. That's good enough for me. Would you be interested in a kit of Micron Rev D? Not really. What size is it? Is it any good? Like, is it common or something? Or is it some new memory chip? Thanks House666 for the 250... I'm assuming that's Polish something. I owed you one since years, so many of my dumb questions answered patiently. Well, you're one of the lucky ones, aren't you? Because everybody else gets their questions absolutely slaughtered these days. Yeah, no, let's try with 0.75. How much voltage... Wait, how much overclocking headroom do you gain by using 4 sticks on a T-topology instead of daisy chain? Really depends on the motherboard. Okay, we have not enough memory voltage. So, here's the thing. The only B550 motherboards I have are the Master and the Unify X. No, the 4750G is fine. I just didn't feel like pulling it out for this test. Okay, yeah, so I think it wasn't enough voltage. Let's try 1.8. Which, honestly, if it did 3800 CL12 at 1.75, I'd be blown away. Like, that would be absolutely ridiculous. That would be like 100 millivolts better than my best kits. Or 50. Something like that. I can't remember right now. Yeah, the 4750G is definitely not done. There will be lots of streams and videos with that chip. It's just that right now... Like, the thing is, the 4750G is just kind of irrelevant for actual day-to-day usage, because you can't buy one. And the memory controller is so different from what you get on your Ryzen CPUs. It's like anything I do with it just doesn't translate to any system anybody actually has. Right? So it's like, oh, look at these crazy memory settings I can run, but they only work on an APU, so... Right, like, that chip literally does 5500 at, like, auto settings for the Crucial 5100 kit. Like, you don't need to do anything, it's just like, bam, 5500, like that. I have a suspicion that this kit has like a really low VTT DDR tolerance. That's the wrong voltage. So that's what I'm going to be messing around with. Thing is... Oh, cool. They have them completely separate. Lovely. Man. Gigabyte going above and beyond with their voltage controls here. And... yeah, now it doesn't F9 anymore. So I was right. So this is why I couldn't run it on the MSI boards. Yeah, so now 3800 C12 just works. Lovely. Lovely. Okay, cool. Because that's the thing, is like I had the suspicion like on the Z490 Unify, I was trying to go up to like 2 volts and it wasn't doing anything. And it's like, oh, I wonder if the VTT DDR tolerance is really low. Because if the tolerance for VTT DDR is like really low, then on an MSI motherboard, you're completely screwed because they don't have VTT DDR control on anything except the B550 Unify X. Which is kind of like, well, at least they finally have a motherboard with VTT DDR control. About damn time, isn't it? So we're also going to test like I'm not sure we can boot 4800 on this, but I'm going to try. Okay, so everything is locked and synced and awesome. Thanks Joel for the €2. My Ample Trips OCP GTX 1070 VMEM. Any suggestions? Yeah, I told Elmore that I'm kind of worried that it doesn't have enough power for like big NVIDIA GPUs, though the 1070 really isn't a big NVIDIA GPU. I'm just gonna point you to the Elmore Labs Discord. Oh damn, I'm like, ideally I'd want to go get to the Elmore Labs Discord and tell Elmore that you're having OCP issues. There should be a link on the Elmore Labs website, I'm assuming. Oh, come on, where did it crash? It crashed on Dykstra, didn't it? Yeah, there's a link on Elmore Labs to his Discord. So just go to the Discord and tell Elmore that you have OCP issues. Because I think the OCP is supposed to be like 20 amps, and I was like, that's a bit borderline for some GPUs. So I guess that turns out correct. It is borderline. So I guess I'm not going to power a 290X with 290X's memory controller with it. That was like the main reason I wanted an Ample, is to power the 290 a memory controller on a 290X. Then, because the thing is, if you want something that does like 30 amps, it's way more expensive than 20. You have any interest in the Radeon cards? No. Anyway, okay, we probably just need more memory voltage. That'll probably fix it. Did I make a good choice buying a Gigabyte Aorus Master? I mean, I would I'd probably go for a Master 2. Maybe, well, for B5, the thing is, on B550, I would probably get the Aorus Pro instead, just because it's cheaper and it shouldn't be significantly worse. And when I say shouldn't be, I say shouldn't be because I don't actually know. I've never tried one of them. Like, it should be on the same memory topology, and so the memory overclocking should be the same, and then the only downside is the VRM. And then the X570... Actually, I wonder what VRM they're using on the X570 Master these days, because the IR3551? Whatever, like, the IR35 series power stages are, are end of life, like, as of earlier this year, so... They must have swapped out the power stages on that to something. And Dykstra is still very upset. Okay, well... Okay, now I don't think it's the memory voltage anymore. It must be something else. Wait, isn't the Tomahawk the best? When did I ever say the Tomahawk, like... I'm not a fan of the B550 Tomahawk. I think it doesn't have enough USB ports. Like, it's a perfectly good board, but I don't like how many USB ports it has. So I am super confused as to why this isn't running. We're gonna... Oh, TCWL. That shouldn't work. We should be in gear down mode. Yeah. I'm gonna enable that just in case. Maybe the board's doing something weird with it. 4. Nah, actually we're at 380, so 4448. I don't think that'll fix the well, the gear down mode might fix the stability. Why B550? Because X570 just costs more and doesn't do anything extra, unless you care about M.2 SSDs, which I've said on multiple occasions I don't care about M.2 SSDs. Like, I literally do not have any M.2 devices whatsoever, except maybe some Wi-Fi cards. And that wasn't really by choice, they just kind of come with motherboards sometimes, you know? So it's like all my SSDs are SATA. Buildzoid, did you sleep? Yes. I actually slept, I think, kind of a lot. Yeah, because I woke up at 2, and I went to sleep at 4. So, yeah, I slept quite a bit. Like 10 hours, I think. Please don't crash, Dykstra. Damn it, Dykstra crashed. Okay, I'm really not sure why it's doing that. I'll try drop the clocks and see if it stops, like, finally passes. Did you test Master with a PCIe Gen 4 card? I don't have any PCIe Gen 4 cards. Kinda hard to do that. X570 dual BIOS switches. Well, yeah, that's like the main reason to get an X570 Master instead of the B550 Master, isn't it? Is the dual BIOS. What memory would you get for the X570 iStrix on Zen 3? Literally the same memory I would get for any other Zen, like any Zen 2 CPU on any other motherboard. Like, this is not that specific, like, yeah. Which basically means, like, probably B-die or cheap Micron. Right? There's not that much choice, as far as I'm concerned. So now let's try this at 1866. See if it starts being stable. Did you try the Asus ROG Strix B550F? No. Asus doesn't send me samples, and I'm not going to spend money on their boards. Actually, these days I try to just generally avoid spending money on motherboards. Micron B. Wait, you have 8 gigabit Micron B, right? Because, yeah, you're on 2x2x8. Falls over at 30. That's because of... I think that's because of the Hynix chips, though. Because I know somebody who did a bunch of testing on Micron B, and you can get it all the way to, like, 3600 if you loosen out the timings enough, and you don't shove too much voltage through it. Whereas Hynix AFR 8 gigabit just kind of sucks. So that's probably what's screwing you over. Would you agree that i7 4770 is faster than Ryzen 1400? There's a Ryzen 1400? What brand do you... I like MSI BIOS. I hate how that question comes up literally every live stream. And it's not going to change unless, like... Yeah, no, MSI's BIOS is just, like, the best laid out, in my opinion. It's not necessarily the most effective. Like, their boards aren't necessarily always the fastest on any given platform, but their BIOS is definitely the least annoying to work with. Thanks, Znama Firma. Is that Czech? Anyway, for the €5, my X370 system started crashing at stock and during idle. Am I right suspecting the motherboard? It's a Gigabyte X370 Gaming K7. Did you recently update the BIOS? Because if you recently updated the BIOS, yeah, I would suspect the motherboard. But otherwise, I'm not really sure. Like, otherwise, I wouldn't be too sure about it. Wait, mic issue? I mean, YouTube keeps telling me that they have some kind of video quality problem, but on my end, like, I'm not seeing any issues. Oh, video buffering. I get... I don't have a battery mic. Like... Like, I think YT still has, like, because remember how YT had, like, a straight-up outage a couple days ago when you couldn't load any videos at all? I think they're still having issues. Anyway, 80, okay, that's not great. Which I'd expect that for 3733. Well, let's see what we can do about that.